Hi guys, I'm Abhinav. In this video, we're going to talk about the new Royal Enfield adventure riding gear, and I have a good friend of mine who's going to model it for you, Harain Khatau. Harain, if you could just come in here. Okay, he's walking like a model now. So guys, Harain is a person who is currently traveling the world. He has been traveling from Singapore to Europe over the last 11 months. So I thought who better to try this out and give me a second opinion than Harain. Hi Harain, welcome to the channel.
Thank you again.
So Harain right now is wearing something called the Royal Enfield Adventure XT riding jacket and riding pants. Now this is something that Royal Enfield hasn't done ever earlier. This is a soft shell jacket, and this time they've taken the game very far forward. So much so I would like to believe this now rivals the top brands. So you have your Climb, Badlands and whatnot.
Yeah.
This is something that'll come close. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about the features of the jacket and the pants. Now, the first time I saw this jacket was back in November at the Motoverse in Goa. This jacket came to me about 10-15 days earlier. I haven't had the chance to ride in it because the whole idea is this is a slightly cold weather jacket. So if I'll be up in the Himalayas, that is something that I've not been able to do so far in the last 10-15 days. So this is just going to be a technical breakdown of the jacket and the pants. And then we will probably try it out someday later and give you a hands-on idea of what this jacket is like. Now, if the camera comes close, I'm going to start telling you a little bit about the jacket. Okay, so first and foremost, this is a soft shell jacket. This is not one of those hard, heavy jackets. It's quite light. And the primary focus, Royal Enfield said this time, was on safety. The construction, even though it's Cordura, this is rated CE level AA, which is the highest rating that you can get for street-friendly and adventure-friendly gear. The rating that's higher than that, that is CE AAA, that is for a racetrack when you are in your leathers. So all in all, an extremely safe jacket, safe outer shell to begin with. Now, if we talk about the features of the jacket, first and foremost, it's a completely waterproof jacket. It has a little lamination up top and a laminated layer up top. And other than that, if you see here, you've got these big vents, YKK zippers. Close this up and suddenly no water is going to enter the jacket. No matter how much it rains, it's going to stay waterproof. Here, let's say, you're riding, you want a little bit of ventilation, you want the air to go through. You pop these on, you've got these snap buttons in place. Air goes in through here, and if Harain turns around, we have vents at the back, so the air exits it. So, you're not going to run too hot. Similarly, we have a utility pouch, just like any other jacket. On most other jackets, you can carry your rain gear, but with this particular jacket, you don't really need rain gear. Now, something that's really cool about this jacket, which most people, nobody in India, no Indian manufacturer has done so far, is use Superfabric. Now, this jacket has Superfabric on all contact points in case of a fall. So you have Superfabric here on the shoulders, you have Superfabric here on the elbows, and Superfabric is something, it's a very abrasion resistant, durable material. In fact, I have my friend Nate over here. Hey Nate, could you come in for a minute? So guys, Nate is a guy who's been on the road for the last 10 years. He's an American. He's here in Jim Corbett right now. We've all been bonding for the last 24 hours. Nate, you were telling me something about Superfabric. Why is Superfabric so special?
Well, a big part is you'll look here, you see these tiny little dots. Each one of these are made out of porcelain. This is the same stuff like a sink or a toilet's made out of. And the reason why is because as you slide, it doesn't get hot. It's not abrasive. So you can slide and roll and it doesn't tear and it doesn't get hot. Where like other fabrics like this can tear a little bit easier. Where you have contact areas like your elbows and your shoulders where you'd normally go down, this is like a million times more resistant to tearing and heat, so you don't get any abrasions on your actual skin. That's money well spent.
Yeah, and so far I've seen Superfabric only being used by, let's say, a Climb or a Moscow Moto, and these are jackets and pants which cost way over 50,000 rupees. This is a fraction of the cost. Now, if we talk a little bit more about, some of the specific features of the jacket, if you come here, now this is something that Royal Enfield has introduced in a jacket which probably is a world first. So you've got this, mechanism which you'd see on boots, which is a lacing system where, it just tightens it. So for example, the cuff, you want it tight, you put it in and you twist it and it gets tightened over here. Now, there are two reasons to do that. A, your armor is never going to move. It's not going to move out of place if it's not, if it's tight, it's not going to move out of place. Also, if you wear short cuff gloves, the wind won't enter the sleeve that easily. So I think that's a very nifty feature. Maybe I'm having, oh yeah, so okay. So it just, loosens out very quickly and easily like that. And then just tighten it. Yeah, easy. So this is a world first on this jacket. Then what I also like is Royal Enfield told me that sometimes what happens is when you wear a riding jacket, it's raining heavily. Water can enter the jacket from the top. So from over here. So what they did was they came up with a certain hoodie. This little hoodie, it goes inside the helmet and all of this particular portion is waterproof. So now there is just no chance of water ever entering the hoodie, the jacket. So rainwater won't go in, you'd be dry and comfortable. And this is detachable. So you don't want the hoodie, it comes off just like that. At the back, you have reflective panels, just like any other jacket. And if Harain turns ahead again, by the way, this jacket also comes with pretty good armor.
Okay.
So if you now take this off, actually, we don't need to show the armor, we can just talk about it.
Sure.
Okay, so this jacket has Royal Enfield's ErgoTech Level 2 armor. So you've got a big Level 2 armor on the back in case you have a fall. You've got Level 2 armor on the shoulders. You've got Level 2 armor on the elbows. On the chest, you get Level 1 armor, which I think is fair because you don't really use Level 2 armor on the chest. This is a fairly lightweight jacket. It doesn't weigh a lot. We tried it against the Climb Badlands, which felt almost twice as heavy as this jacket.
Yeah.
Now, a good thing about this jacket is it's built for extreme adventure. You should, if you're out in the snow, Royal Enfield told me, just this jacket, it can sustain temperatures of up to minus 15 degrees if you pair it with, the inner fleece that they provide with it. I'm going to put this on. So I came to Jim Corbett yesterday in my car and
Yeah.
I kid you not,
You were looking really good in this line.
this is what I
actually.
came in.
Yeah.
So this fleece, it's a separate add-on. Just wear this fleece as is, or pair it with a jacket, and you'd be comfortable in minus 15 degrees.
Yeah.
That's what Royal Enfield says. I haven't tested it out, mind you, but I have no reason to believe otherwise.
From my experience, I would say with this jacket and that fleece, if there's no wind chill,
Yeah.
and, it's a comfortable, sunny 15 degrees Celsius day, I think you could get away with it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you have ridden in some very extreme temperatures over the last year.
Yeah.
So if somebody would know, you would know.
Yeah.
And other than that, like little things on the jacket. So the collar. So this is a very comfortable collar. It won't chafe the neck. So they've got a little beading built in. This is comfortable up front. So this sort of snaps on to a magnet. If you just want to keep the jacket a little bit open, it's going to snap on here. Here, this piece, it sort of moves back and forward. So if you have a wide neck, you can have it closer and you can have a tailor fit for the neck. So it's the little details that matter.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I really like the jacket. I want to try it out and see how good it feels. And I kid you not, this jacket, it is retailing for 25,000 rupees. Now that might sound like a lot of money in the Indian context, but if you really look at what the competition is, the competition costs about 4 times higher. So there's nobody in India who's doing this right now. This is a made in Bangladesh jacket, and I've been told all apparel, the fancy apparel from the fancy companies, everything gets made at the same place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely right.
Okay, so that's the jacket. Let's quickly talk about the pants as well. This is the Adventurer XT riding pants. I mean, the idea is similar to the jacket. The construction is similar. This is all Cordura. It's a soft shell kind of a pants. You've got, before we come to, the ergonomic features, again, you've got Superfabric on the knees. You've got level 2 armor underneath, on the hips as well. You've got, if you turn around, Haren, you've got level 2 armor on the hips as well, which is something that most people don't really provide. If you turn back again, you've got a zipper system here, so the jacket and the pants, they can attach as one unit. This particular portion, the black part of the pants, this is a 610D Cordura, which is a very, again, the construction here is more abrasion resistant than the rest of the jacket, the rest of the pants, because this is what will come into contact.
Yep.
So all in all, you've got, if you see, a lot of adjustment built in. It can be worn as an over the boot pants. You've got zippers over here. So you can have it as an over the boot pant, or you can have it as a pant which you put inside your big enduro or adventure boots.
Yep.
Now, again, this is an easy fit. So Haren, you're about what, 5 feet 10 inches tall?
Yep.
I'm 5 feet 10 as well. This is a size 34 pants.
Yeah.
The jacket is an XL.
Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable in that?
Yeah, but it's perfect for me.
Right.
Yeah.
The one thing that I really like about, these pants is the pockets, the way they've been designed. So if you open them, these are up front. So just put your hands in. I find this to be an easier way to stand in these jackets, because this is what I tried in Goa back at the Motorverse in November. I found this to be very comfortable.
Right.
And then these are big enough to just swallow your phones in. The big iPhones, the big Samsungs,
Yeah.
everything just goes in easily.
Yeah.
So again, it's a vented pant. If you feel it's running hot, just open the vents. If not, if it's raining, just close the vents. And also the pockets, the zippers, they all have these loops. So if you're wearing gloves and still operating them, they should be easy enough to use.
Absolutely.
So Haren, by the way, the pants, they cost about 15,000 rupees, which is again not a lot of money, and they come with their own layer. This is the fleece that, comes with the pants. And again, Royal Enfield people told me unofficially, of course, this is way back at Motorverse, that the pants can actually sustain temperatures of up to minus 26 degrees when coupled with this.
Gotcha.
Which I think is phenomenal. I mean, I don't see myself riding in those extreme conditions ever.
Yeah.
But if you ever have to, I'd rather be in them than, something else.
Yes.
And 40,000 rupees for a set like this, I don't think it's a bad price. How confident are you? Would you ever explore the option of wearing something like this on your trip? You're going to now ride from across Europe over this year, 2025. You're going to go from Bulgaria all the way up to UK and then ride all the way down to Morocco, etc. Would a gear like this, if it's an option, would you consider it?
For this Europe trip, honestly, it depends. I think most of the time, this jacket would still do fine. Riding up to Ladakh, Spiti, these places where generally you're expecting lower temperatures, this jacket will do amazing.
Yeah, I think so. So.
What you want to do is just make sure, of course, there's a little bit of gap. Don't buy the tightest fitting jacket you can.
Yeah.
And then that should be enough to flow
So you
air
usually
gets
wear a
warm.
medium, right?
On the Klim Badlands, I'm wearing medium. Yeah.
Right.
Medium,
This is an XL.
34.
This is an XL.
Yeah. So this is an XL 34 and the fit is exactly the same as the Klims M and 34.
All right. So one thing that I forgot to mention, this jacket is also extremely stretchable. So if you could just get in the riding position on the motorcycle, I'd like to, talk a little bit about that. Do you feel the stretch? Does it feel comfortable?
Feels very comfortable.
So if you'd see over here, they've built in, stretch panels. So the idea is to provide as much comfort and a good fit as possible. That's what Royal Enfield told me back in November. So that's pretty much it. This is the jacket and the pants. I think they're priced extremely fair. If we are having a conversation about, Climb Badlands Pro, which is supposed to be probably the gold standard, right?
Yeah.
That jacket and pants, they cost 4 times what this gear costs. And, I would like to believe this is 80% there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's about 70 to 80% there. I think a couple of factors people don't think about when they buy gear is usually good gear will outlast the motorbike.
Yeah.
And so of course if you're going to buy gear that costs the same as a motorbike, the fact is this gear is going to outlast the motorbike for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing is when you buy good gear, it can take multiple crashes, just like what Nate said.
Yeah.
You can go through multiple crashes and the gear looks just as good as it was before. Rather than you buy cheaper gear, you get into a crash and then you have compromised gear, for example. You have waterproof gear, but now there's a hole in it, so it's letting water in or
Yeah.
letting wind in. And now you're riding cold, you're riding wet. But if you buy good gear like this, where it's unlikely to get perforated in a crash, you retain the comfort for the rest of your trip at least.
That's true.
Until you get back home.
Yeah. So they told me that, even if, let's say, by some chance, it's never going to happen, but if the Superfabric tears, there's still Cordura underneath to protect you. So they told me this is the best that they have built so far, and I really want to try it out. I think I'm going to take it to the Himalayas this year and just see how well it holds up.
Perfect.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this. Let us know in the comments what you think of this jacket and pants combo. And if you have any queries, just feel free to write them and I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. Thank you.